Welcome to the Do Whatever It Takes podcast. Conversations that help athletes maximize their potential on and off the field. From coaches, trainers, former teammates, athletic influencers, and business owners, we'll discuss their journey. I am your host, Savon Huggins. Let's do it.
Before we get started, we would like to thank our sponsor, Cruise Control Music, the ultimate sonic branding experience. Cruise Control Music creates custom authentic sounds and music to showcase your brand identity and is a direct reflection of your vision, goals, and values. If you're looking to start or level up on your podcast experience, log on to cruisecontrolmusic.com.
Randolph High School's head coach, Will Nahan, gave us the opportunity to come up to Randolph, New Jersey, and speak to the student athletes about what it takes for them to get over the hump and help them propel to make a run at the state championship. Last year, the team came close to winning the state championship, but lost in the semifinals. And this year, head coach wanted to do something a little bit different this offseason to help them and maybe get into the psyche of their mind to help them propel to get to the next level. And the theme for this particular speech was leadership. Leadership is something that high school athletes, college athletes struggle with, especially holding people that are their peers accountable. And we are here to help propel them and let them know that that's perfectly okay and it's normal. And that's what it takes in order for you to be able to get over that hump and get to that state championship game and make that run to go win it all. So we hope you enjoy this episode. Leadership is the key to the success of a team and cohesiveness that's going to help propel them to getting to the next level. And we appreciate Coach Nahan and the entire staff for giving us the opportunity to speak to the team.
Just in the time that I walked over here, I always like to take a glimpse of how a team looks, even where I coach at, just to see how everything is as a whole. And the one thing that stood out to me immediately was the communication that you guys had. Like, you guys probably don't notice it or see it, but just the communication. And I see someone mess up over there with a D-line offensive lineman, but you guys were going back and forth. But that's so important. Right, that communication piece and holding each other accountable. Just to talk to you a little bit about me, again, like you said, I'm actually from Jackson, New Jersey. So Six Flags, if you guys ever been to Six Flags, I went to St. Peter's Prep. We actually scrimmaged you guys the 7-on-7 at the Jets facility. But I went to St. Peter's Prep, so I commuted an hour and a half to school every day. You know, was a National Honor Society kid, like you said. I had all, Gatorade Player of the Year, all that good stuff. Decided to stay home, played at Rutgers University, graduated college in 3.5 years, and to finish my last year at the University of Northern Iowa. Got my master's there. After that, started coaching. And the reason why I started to coach, because I just wanted to give back my knowledge and what I knew to the next. And in the midst of that, I developed a brand that's called Do Whatever It Takes. And Do Whatever It Takes is essentially the reason why I'm here today. Is because everything in my life up to a nutshell, good, bad, or indifferent, I had to make sure that I'm doing something bigger than myself. Hence the reason why I'm here. And I drove an hour to come make sure I share this knowledge with you guys. So the first and foremost thing I'd like to address really quick is all you seniors, stand up really quick, man. Stand up. How many of you guys, raise your hand, how many guys you got been contributing since the sophomore in high school? A couple of guys? All right, cool. All right, keep standing up. So let me share something with you seniors. And I say this to every single senior in class, but I really mean this wholeheartedly. This is going to be your last go-around in everything that you do. But I mean the last, like this is the last go-around, right? And sometimes seniors, especially, I'm not a leader. I'm a quiet guy. I kind of just go by. Listen, you are upperclassmen, so you're held to a certain standard expectation, each and every one of you guys, right? So these young guys are following your lead. They're going to follow you, whether you like it or not. They're going to follow you, good, bad, or indifferent. But trust and believe. I can still taste and remember the time when I was in 2010 as a senior in high school, going out on the practice field for my last time, in the first game at Rutgers University when I was a senior in high school, and remember the first time I touched the field. Like, you will remember these things for the rest of the time of your life. Like, I've had great experiences at the NFL level, CFL level, in the brief time I was there and in college, but nothing at all. I mean, nothing. I mean, meeting Aaron Rodgers, Clay Matthews, training this guy, working out with Eli Manning does not trump anything with my senior year in high school. I'm literally anything. Meeting Cam Newton, working out with this professional athlete, all those doesn't mean anything. Sitting in a room with Kenyon Drake, sitting in a room with Brian Flores, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, Josh Rosen. Great job, Josh. I'm talking about, like, with first-round draft picks, nothing in this world I could take back with being a senior in high school. So what I mean by that is that with that comes with great responsibility and making sure that you go all in everything that you do, fellas. Because it's going to end one day. The senior year is going to be over. And I would hate for you to go back in your career and say, I wish I would have did something. I never won a championship in my high school career, but I can say, I can sit here and I can feel good about my experiences in high school because I left it all out on the field. So you guys can sit down really quick. But I just want to share that with you seniors, man. Now, just going forward, today I want to talk about, leadership. And I think why leadership is so important in not only high school athletes, in youth in general, is leadership comes with great responsibility, like I said, for the seniors, right? And what comes with great responsibility is accountability. And I think as a whole, sometimes we struggle with accountability with each other, right? We want to pat each other on the back, but when things go wrong, we like to play the blame game sometimes. And I'm not saying that none of you guys do, right? But it's very, very important to hold each other accountable to a standard, right? So young man in the back, I know your head is down, right? But guess what? You're missing out on valuable information right now. And I'm not saying you're a bad person, but what I'm saying is that accountability part, right? How uncomfortable did that feel getting called out, right? But that's what we got to feel, right? That's seriously, that's what breeds winning right there, right? That feeling uncomfortable is why we win championships. That feeling of being uncomfortable is why I got 60-plus scholarships coming out of high school. Because I wasn't afraid to get called out or call somebody else out depending on what I had, right? And that's what leadership is, fellas. Holding people accountable at a time when you really don't feel like doing it. Who really feels like being out here on this time of day? Let's just be honest. Yeah, you probably had a great 4th of July. Things happen. You enjoy the time. But guess what? You guys are here committed to a thing because something is bigger than you. You guys are trying to win a championship. And the shit starts here and it ends here. We don't win championships in August. It's not one September or October or November. It's one now. That's where the team's identified as the type of team we're going to be. And that leadership, that accountability, by calling guys out when they aren't doing it but supposed to do. Patting people on the back when they are supposed to do what they're supposed to do. That's what breeds winning. That's what breeds a championship. That's what breeds a guy, a tough guy, right? Not getting on people when get on that person at all times. Be consistent in that. Who's the quarterback here? What year are you?
Senior.
It's your last go around, man. It's your last go around, man. And they're expecting you to lead this team. Do you feel the same for yourself?
Yeah.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
I see it in your eyes, man. But that's what type of thing that comes with being a quarterback too, right? Getting called out. Because I can be honest with you, Josh Rosen for the Miami Dolphins wasn't comfortable getting called out. That's why he's the backup. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It's about doing the right thing, being held accountable. And that is probably the biggest thing in high school sports in a whole is being held accountable and being a leader are the two things that probably makes between winning and losing. And the other thing is toughness. I can't stress it to you enough what being tough does. Being tough doesn't mean hooting and hollering, right? I get on my kids at prep sometimes about that because they wear St. Peter's prep on their chest and they think because they're going up against a team that they might be better than that. No, that's not being tough, right? Being tough is waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning, get on the train, being at school on time, taking care of your business, right? Showing up and doing the right thing at the right time at all times. That's being tough. I tell my guys all the time, that doesn't take any talent, effort, or skill. Talent or skill at all. Just being tough. Being here. Being consistent. Running to the line. Running off the field and on the field. That was one of my biggest pet peeves. Running on and off the field. Because that guy who kind of trots at the end, I can't trust that guy. Because when that shit get hard, he gonna pull up. He gonna pull up. But I'm looking for you to get on him and not let that shit happen. Yo, run back to the damn numbers and run off the field. That's when we getting somewhere as a team. When that coach can turn his back and he knows that guy in the back's gonna pick up that water bottle. You guys seen the baseball player for Vanderbilt? You guys know what I'm talking about at all? All right, so Vanderbilt just won a national championship in baseball, right? An hour after it happened, you got one of the players picking up garbage from the dugout. And y'all want to know why he won a championship. Ain't got nothing to do with the players. That's it. He picking up garbage. They just won a national championship. Shouldn't you be celebrating with the team on the field? He picking up garbage in the dugout. That's toughness. That's attention to detail. That's leadership. He's not looking for any pat on the back. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be asked to do. That's how I know I can trust that kid. And that's the difference between winning and losing. That's the difference in winning and losing, not only in football, but in life. What are you going to do when somebody turns their head, right? Are you going to be that guy that's going to let shit fly, let it slide? Or are you going to be that person that holds that person accountable? Even if it's your boy. Even if it's your boy. And are you going to have that same type of energy to be held accountable back if you aren't doing what you're supposed to do? Not just here, in that building too. Not just the classroom, how you act and how you conduct yourselves as an athlete in the building. Because obviously everybody comes to the football games more than any other sport in probably the school, correct? So all eyes are always on you, right? So how you conduct yourself around the school is just as important as what you do on the field. Because what you're doing here might hinder you doing this on the field. And that may be the offensive lineman, right? You might be affected by that. Now you got 4 linemen. Now we got to put the other guy in, but they were anticipating on you playing on Friday. But because you did something dumb in the school, now it's affecting the team. But are you, as a teammate, see that happen before it happens? Yo, we got to go this way. That's being accountable. That's a leader. Got nothing to do with this. Got nothing to do with putting your hand in the dirt. That's what it takes, fellas. That's doing whatever it takes. And that's being, and trust and believe. That's very uncomfortable. But one of my biggest slogans, I say this, and I developed this and I heard this before, but it meant so much to me because I had to commute an hour and a half to school every day. Got home at 9:30, National Honor Society, Ivy League schools, Alabama, Georgia, name it. I had them all. Is being comfortable, get uncomfortable, being uncomfortable. I can't stress it to you enough. That's where I live at. I always tell my kids, listen, when it's hot, I don't want everyone here to complain about freaking how hot it is. Because everybody's in this damn heat. That's the type of mindset you got to have. Everybody's in it. But how do you respond when the shit happens? Because it's going to happen regardless. You're going to get to a point in the game where it's going to be 2 minutes. Right? But how you prepare and practice is how you're going to do in 2 minutes. You ain't going to do 2 minutes all of a sudden in the game and all of a sudden just think it's going to happen. How you practice is how that's going to happen. You follow me? That's the type of attention to detail. The leadership things, right? And the guys like yourself and the offensive linemen and the quarterback and the D linemen and the linebackers and the safeties and listening to your coaches and doing those things. And when a kid is going like this or a parent is telling, well, you should be playing more, and you tell your boy like, yo, you got to lock in, man. Stop telling your mom and dad lies. You know, you just aren't doing your job. That's when we getting somewhere. That's the difference. That really is the difference right there. I speak from experience because before I coached at St. Peter's Prep, I coached at Somerville High School. You guys ever heard of Somerville High School? Before I got there in 2016, they won, I believe, 4 games in 5 years, something like that, right? Yeah. 4 games in 5 years. Now, yeah, we got some more players and all of that stuff, but there's no reason why we would go 32-3 over a 3-year span. The same kids from Somerville. They parents like, you cheating. No, we just built the culture. And the people who were talented enough that didn't uphold to the culture and the standard, they had to go. Well, your offense, you did this and that, the hell. No, you come to a practice, you see. I'm yelling at the quarterback the same much as I'm yelling at the running back and the receiver. Nobody gets excluded from the standard. If you're not on time, guess what? You're doing up downs 50 yards the whole entire time. I don't care who you are. But that's the type of accountability we have to have. That's the difference. That is the difference. That's why the Vanderbilts of the world, the Alabamas of the world, the New England Patriots of the world are consistently good. And I got a privilege and an opportunity to sit in a room with the Super Bowl champion-like coaches. Chad O'Shea, who's the offensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins. You have no clue who he is, but he won 3 Super Bowls as a receiver coach for the New England Patriots. So he was the New England Patriots receiver coach when Moss was there, when Julian Edelman, obviously, and all the guys, Now he's the offensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins. And just to sit back in the room and watch that guy work. I mean, gosh. No wonder why they won so much. And no wonder why Miami sucked for so long, because they just let so much shit slide. Don't get it twisted. Like, no matter what level it is, there's good and bad teams. Like, there's a lot of things that let people's stuff slide a lot. But there's a reason why the Denver Broncos and the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots and the, San Antonio Spurs are consistently good is because of the culture and the standard and those leaders in the room. Those leaders are the one that's leading everybody else. Listen, if you're not going to uphold to this, son, you got to go. Why did Odell Beckham leave? Right? You follow me? All this is good, antics is good, but guess what? Sometimes it's cancerous. If you ain't going to uphold to the standard, you got to go. And I'm sorry, Odell, you're a great player, but sometimes you can affect us, right? If you aren't doing what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it. Leading by example. Doing the right things, right? Not all these character issues and all those things. Not saying that he does, but again, there's a reason why people do what they do. We just see it on face value, but I got a chance to see it from the back end, right? Sitting down with these legendary coaches, seeing what they do, things they do, taking notes. Okay, I see that now. That's doing whatever it takes, fellas. Leadership, holding people accountable. It should be mentally tough, fellas. Like, there's no secret to it. It's just who's willing to do it when it gets hot. 100 degrees outside, second week of August in camp. Can't wait to get the pads on. All right, now how you feel second week? Who's going to be that person to rev it up when things are going bad? That's the difference. And I recognize that at your age, that I had a platform to help other people and inspire other people. So I always made sure, listen, I'm not going to just be the person with all the scholarships. I'm going to be the hardest working person on this team. And when you have the guys who are hardest working people on the team, that's how the team goes. Because the difference between a good player and an elite player, if the good player is really good, the elite player makes everybody else around him better. Quarterback, you get what I'm saying? The elite player make the person around him better. And he ain't got to be the best player on the team either. He ain't got to be the best player on the team either. But he makes everybody else whole better. Draymond Green, the whole entire team better. You take him out of it, they probably don't win 70-some games. They probably don't win as many championships. They're not going to show on the stat board him boxing the person out and somebody else getting the rebound, right? They're going to put the person that's getting the rebound. But what about the offensive lineman? What about that receiver making that block in the alley to spring that guy to go 60 yards down the sideline, right? That guy blocking is the key. But what are we doing in practice consistently here for that guy to feel comfortable blocking for somebody else and not being like, you know what, I didn't get my opportunity yet. Am I going to block as an LR 5 times and then on the 6th time, I'm going to bluff him and come out here and I'm going to run a stop and go or something like that? Am I going to have the mental capacity to be able to consistently do my job at a high level and not complain about me not getting the opportunity so that when my time does come, I'm doing it for the team and then we all win? That's being tough. And that's the difference between winning and losing. Not only here, but in life. And I promise you, if you do that, you will be successful in anything that you do. Because this right here, fellas, builds so much character. I can't explain to you how many avenues and opportunities I got from just playing this game. I can't explain to you, like, just me connecting here, just through this game right here, fellas. This game can really change your life. It has changed my life. I mean, I wouldn't be sitting here today telling you about my experience with the Miami Dolphins as a high school coach. But this game has created avenues for me by me just being me. And now it's my time to share with you so that you are a step ahead of me. So you make better decisions. So when a guy got his head down while he's talking, you hit him and be like, yo, pay attention. Because I got news for you. You guys want to play college football? Raise your hand, play college football. So I'm gonna give you, and put your hand down. I'm gonna put you on game really quick about attention to detail and keeping your eyes on track on the speaker. So when a speaker comes in, this is what happens usually. A coach will sit here, and mind you, they record everything when a speaker comes in, especially at a P5 or a Division I school. Division IIs and IIIs, depending on the school, will do that. Really good programs do. They'll have a recorder and a guy in the back, right? The speaker will come up, and the coach will sit here on the side, and he'll just watch. He'll just want to see everybody's body language. You want to see what the guys are doing in the front. Are they going to put the head down, put the hoodie on? He just wants to see. It's an evaluation about what type of person you are. You know these little recruiting visits when you guys go bowling and you guys play games and all that stuff? You know why they do that? They want to see what type of person is going to compete. Y'all thinking it's playing games. These coaches want to see what type of person you are when you get around other athletes. It's mental. But what you do here will prepare you for those opportunities because you never know what's coming. That's why I say prepare for what you can't see. Prepare for the unknown. That way, when anything ever comes your way, you're ready for it. Those are different. That's the type of thing about recruiting tools and things like that. Why this builds so much character, because it prepares you for anything in your life. You know what I'm saying? Again, fellas, thank you for having me. If you have any questions at all, feel free to ask the way. Seriously, I am here as an avenue to help you guys be successful in any way, shape, or form, whether it be academically, socially, sports-wise. If I don't have the answer, I will find it. Literally, I will find it if I don't have the answer. Because I really want to help you guys be successful, not only in your sport, but in your life. Because it's going to end for some of you guys one day. But this right here is the best time of your life. I guarantee you, the best time of your life. I got teammates that played in Super Bowls. Tim Wright, Deron Harmon, starting safety for the New England Patriots. He still talks about his high school experiences. Bro, you won 2 Super Bowls with the New England Patriots. What are you talking about? So, this stuff is real, man. So cherish these moments. Embrace it. Because it's going to end one day. Some shorter than others, some longer than others. But at some point, it's going to end. But what you build here is the foundation that's going to be set for the rest of your life. And all my teammates and my friends, all my teammates are my best man at my wedding, my godfather, to my children, my child to be born in September. From this game. From this game right here.
Thank you for listening to the Do Whatever It Takes podcast. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at Team Do It. And log on to teamdowit.com to book your next training session or speaking engagement. Always remember to live in your purpose. Do it.